For a majority of Republicans say the country has given too little priority to respecting individual choices during the coronavirus outbreak. That phrase right there should convince everybody of what it is that you're looking at. They want to strip individual choice. Like it or not, it's my business if I don't want to go get poked with some experimental vaccine. And I have no business telling you. I can say, yeah, I don't think you should. I don't think it's a good idea. You're a dumbass if you do it. But you're free to not listen to me.
Correct.
These people don't want that. They want absolute control. They want absolute control over what you think and how you do everything.
What about my body, my choice? Unless it's
Oh no, that only applies to them. Bigot, racist.
Yep.
That only applies to them. You aren't allowed to make that call. You don't have a vagina.
Reese's and vagina.
God.
Yeah. I mean, this is the thing here.
Yep.
I am thoroughly disgusted with the left because they have become nothing but a bunch of mindless drones.
Yes.
That they'll go to college, they'll get all of those alphabet, numeric, whatever after their names.
Yeah.
But they're absolutely ignorant.
I can give you a shining example of that. This Saturday, I lost one of my sisters, and I don't mean she passed away. I mean, she will no longer speak to me. Now, she was raised in academia from the age of 4, preschool, all the way through. She was a teacher. She just retired. She's 5 years younger than I am. She has done nothing but live in academia. And we understood that she had her politics and I had mine. That's fine. My niece goes by they, them. I want to slap my sister for that, but that's fine. If that's what my niece wants to do, that's fine.
Dude.
Okay. She's in college. She's entitled to be weird while she's in college. She's about to learn some very hard lessons when she graduates college. But okay. So we trade funny memes here and there and grumble about our mother because our mother's a basket case, frankly. But Saturday, I sent a meme of 9 medieval horse drawings, numbered 1 through 9. Which medieval horse are you? And if you've seen medieval horse drawings, like sometimes both eyes are on one side, like Picasso, the horse is like a tube body with little stick legs, shit like that. It's just a funny meme. Which horse are you? At the bottom of it was from post.com or from post, POA.st, which is the Fediverse. It's like all of the autists and weirdos, and there's some Nazis and there's some communists, and they got everybody's on post. My sister loses her mind and says I can't send her memes from Nazi websites. I'm like, what? It's a horse meme. And she launches on me about how I'm fascist and I hate my niece, and you probably want your niece dead because she goes by they, them. And she literally puts she goes by they, them. I'm like, oh, missed that, did you?
So
did you miss
they
that?
were actually coming to your daughter's graduation a few months back.
Yes, and my niece and her friend were fine. It was my sister who was the screwball because she's a drama queen and she's got to live through somebody else to have a life. Anyway, she decides that she's no longer going to speak to me because I sent her a medieval horse meme from a Nazi website. And I said, that's fine, but at least I know which horse you are, ... trigger.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yep. All of the guys I used to play D&D with, all of them are out of this.
Yeah, those are my friends too.
Yeah.
Half of those guys are my friends.
I would try to argue with them like, here's this evidence and here's this evidence. And they're like, well, I feel and my truth. I'm like, go fuck yourself. And here's the funny thing is we had a whole bunch of those I feel people running the
Mhm.
fucking country for 4 years.
Mm-mm.
And what a clusterfuck that is.
They've been running the country since at least 1988, my friend.
No, I
It's called the
understand,
unelected bureaucracy.
but it was painfully obvious on
Yeah.
full display the past 4 years.
Yeah.
At
Yes,
least
it
they
was.
hit it in the
Yep.
80s and 90s to a certain degree.
Well, the whole lockdown thing really gave them their impetus to get thoroughly crazy. It started, in my opinion, with the public craziness, started, in my opinion, with the gay wedding cake baker fiasco out of Oregon
Mhm.
when that got rammed through. Even though that couple had, I think it was 17 bakeries between them and that Christian baker that they could have gone to that would have baked the cake, including like 2 gay bakers.
Mhm.
This lockdown thing is the exact same mentality. Okay, we're going to ignore all of this reality over here and make you pay attention to only this one thing here that we've clearly made up. But if you say that it's made up, we'll call you a bigot.
Bigot!
Let's go back to the year 2022. Blake, we need a Scooby Doo effect so we can time travel. That's the one. That's the one.
Yeah.
55% say vaccination is extremely effective or very effective at limiting coronavirus spread. This is from July of 2022, right when it was starting to come out. And the propaganda was thick. Do you know why the 55%? So they could have a majority. Nobody would buy 70 or 80%. Everybody knew that wasn't true. But 55 is just enough to have your majority, but just low enough where, like, well, I don't know anybody who said that, but 55% could be convincing. It's a standard propaganda technique. Anytime you see 51, 52% in an election, you're being gaslighted.
Yeah, but it did not stop transmission.
No, it didn't do anything. It didn't do any except kill people.
Yeah,
Well, in theory, allegedly.
allegedly, yeah.
Allegedly. There. We got that disclaimer in there.
I mean, there's that guy, the Nurse Campbell out of England, who covers a
Yeah.
lot of this, vax stuff,
Yeah.
and, the 5-year moving average of, people who pass away has been
Yeah.
much higher since they rolled out the vax.
Right. Now, this is very telling here. If you look at the statistics, uh, uh, the vax was, they say 55%. And then it starts to show the cracks here. Only 49% thought masks were useful. The masks were not useful. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you say, okay? I've been through a whole lot of biochem training. Pop, I know you did, especially with group and ranger.
Uh-huh.
How many times did they freaking gas you and then give you the VX classes and what was the other big one?
There was, the blood agent, VX,
Sarin. There was Sarin, there was
yeah,
VX, and there was whole classes on all of this stuff that we
and
had
they
to
would just say that the stuff you put on is only gonna extend your life 8 hours.
Yes. And we were wearing full suits. So to say that a paper mask is going to save you from any of this, you're an idiot. I don't care. I don't care what you think. I don't care what you've heard. You're an idiot. It's not going to do anything. Okay. Sorry. Limiting activities, interactions with other people, we're down to 48%. Wide availability of the rapid tests, we're down to 39%. Okay, those tests, let's say you're doing that test at home. Now, you're testing for a specific disease, right?
Mhm.
And you're doing this at home, right?
Okay.
Okay. Now, when you're doing a test for a specific pathogen, should you be in your kitchen where you just cleaned a fish, your dog has probably been shedding all over the floor, and your kid was snotting all over the counter as he ate a Go-Gurt? Or should you be doing that test in a clean lab made for that type of activity?
Yeah,
It's self-evident. It's not a pregnancy test where you pee on it and the thing picks up a hormone and you get a pink line.
correct. I don't know, man. This whole thing is just it's just creepy. Like, I'm starting to come to the conclusion that we as a species probably should not exist because we're fucking.
We're making all kinds of arguments that we should be not. But you know what? Here we are.
Here we are.
Here we are. This was the most arbitrary thing I've ever heard in my life. And anybody who put any faith in this should be punched in the mouth and then punched in the back of the head also. Staying at least 6 feet apart from other people indoors.
There are some Nazis about that too.
Why are you an idiot?
No, I remember being in the grocery store and having people like, "Don't stand so close to me."
I used to taunt people deliberately. I was a dick. I was a complete dick about it. I'm like, "Oh, what are you gonna do? Look, I'm 5 feet 5 inches away from you."
Yeah,
lose their fucking minds, and it was just hysterical. Let's see here. Let's see. And then, of course, we've got here's where the division came in. Oh, it divided the country. Well, maybe your polls were dividing the country. Republicans offer much lower ratings of public health officials than Democrats because one was moving in lockstep and the other was going, none of this seems quite right.
Mm-hmm. Now
this to this day.
All right, so this is where I can only get on board with something like this. If there was a pathogen that had a 50-50 kill rate.
Ebola, except Ebola doesn't transmit.
I know. If there was something out there that had a kill rate like that, maybe I could get on board with some of these draconian methods. But it's a common cold on steroids.
Yes.
That's it. And if you had pre-existing conditions, low vitamin D, it had a really good chance of whacking you.
Yes. Yeah, that's fine. I'm so angry right now. I'm having a hard time collecting my thoughts and producing a stream of speech. So just give me a second. I'll be fine. Look, when I got to Korea in 97, one of the engineers got Hantan virus. And I don't know, you know what Hantan is?
I've heard about it.
Okay, so what Hantan does is affect the renal system, which means it attacks your kidneys. It comes from the rat shit in the dust in the rice fields in Korea. So you typically get it late fall, early winter when the snow hasn't fallen yet. The rice paddies have been drained and they're dry and dusty. And this guy got Hantan virus, and it was such a stereotypical case that they actually filmed it. This guy was pissing a gallon of blood an hour.
Wow. He probably didn't live much longer.
He did not. He only made it a couple of days. It literally just drained his body of every fluid through his kidneys, which could not take it. And eventually they didn't just fail. One of his kidneys ruptured.
Wow.
They basically just shot him up with a whole shitload of morphine and let him go because it took him so quickly that they couldn't keep him hydrated. He was pissing a gallon an hour.
I'm going to be honest. I'd prefer that.
Yeah.
I mean, so what? You're going to live the rest of your life on dialysis, even if you do recover?
Right. Yeah. He wasn't coming back from that. He was not coming back from that. That's what a real serious pathogen does. And I know it's not a super chat, but I'm going to read this one anyway. Tantalum says it sounds more like some sort of radiation sickness. It's not. That's Hantan virus. And it's very real, and it's very common in the drier, cold Asian countries. Well, I shouldn't say very common, but that's where it comes from. Mm-hmm. And if you get it and they don't catch it fast enough, you're done. You're just absolutely fucked.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's transmitted through dried rat shit in rice fields.
Yeah, that doesn't sound good at all.
No.
Yeah.
The point I guess I'm getting at here is everybody was losing their shit over COVID, and it's like you said, it was just a cold on steroids.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the mysterious little fact that, speaking of that, all of the cold and flu stats disappeared for those years.
Miraculously, the flu was cured for 3 years.
Not a single case.
Yep.
Watch Grunt Speak live every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you want to join Popford supporters Sundays, go to redonkulous.com/donate and make a monthly pledge. A link is in the Meat Gazer box.